Hi friends, it's the Wednesday video devo from the Reservoir. Pastor Greg here with a few thoughts about the big question, is change possible? And we're going to look at it from the perspective of the story of Gideon. I hope you've already worked through page 31. We're spending a couple of weeks looking at Bible examples of people who really changed once they started walking with God. Today's example is Gideon, who, according to a Methodist writer, was a timid wheat farmer who doubted God's call to lead an Israelite army and drive out enemy invaders. God transformed him from a cowardly man of weak faith to a courageous warrior who trusted the Lord to deliver the Israelites a great victory. Gideon was transformed to serve God's purpose. Transformed to serve God's purpose. Well, that's true for all of us, I think. So what can we learn from Gideon's example? Well, there are 3 steps in his transformation that I think we may be able to identify with. First, his transformation is rooted in the call of God. Then, his transformation is practiced or honed through his obedience. And finally, it is strengthened by his experience of success. Rooted in God's call, practiced through obedience to that call, and strengthened by experience. And of course, we too are called by God. Really, we have multiple calls. There's a general call to be in relationship with God. Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling to you and to me. And then we may have occupational calls, like the call to be a pastor, or a teacher, or an accountant, or a nurse. And we have daily calls to action, guidance to do the right thing, nudges to get in touch with someone, things like that. So, like Gideon, our transformation is rooted in responding to God's call. By the way, Gideon put God through a rigorous confirmation process to make sure the call really was from God. You may or may not have tested God like that. And then, trusting God's call, like Gideon, we start living in it by obeying God's guidance day by day and hour by hour. And our transformation, including our spiritual formation, is shaped by practicing obedience. Gideon was a faithful, obedient person, and we can be too. Finally, our transformation is strengthened by the success of obeying God. Gideon watched God give the Israelites unlikely victories as he did what God told him. Same for us. As we see the relationship working, as we notice ourselves changing, we grow more confident in the relationship with God that is transforming us. So, is change really possible? Yes. We see it in Gideon. We will see it in other Bible characters, and we can see it in ourselves. I trust that's true for you. It is for me. I'm different at this stage of my walk with Jesus than I was 10 years ago. I confess that I wish the change happened more quickly, but it is happening gradually. And along with the Apostle Paul, I am certain that God, who began the good work within us, will continue that work until it is finally finished on the day when Christ Jesus returns. So have a great day today of ongoing transformation. You know, it's part of what the abundant life is all about. Amen.